Dude, I went to karaoke the other day, and we were singing all sorts. Yeah, I sang that. I sang some Nickelback, some Hero. Classic.
Oh, Hero, like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Hero.
Spider-Man Hero, man.
Let's fucking go,
I also sang
dude.
that fucking what is it that one with that Chad Kroeger did with Santana.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that? Into the Night?
Yeah.
I only remember Rob Thomas and Santana.
That's also a good one. But anyway,
it's just like my asshole under the moon. It's the same sweet and semen that I got from you.
That's not the lyrics
You
at all.
got the kind of cummies that feel so smooth, yeah.
Give me your cum, make it real. So stupid. Welcome to the Snark Tank podcast, where we're just not going to address the recording situation. I'm just not going to address it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's totally normal.
I'm like half in and out of the closet, which like metaphorically could mean a lot of things.
It does.
It does. It It actually does.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I'm so sorry. Welcome to the Jordan Peterson show.
Not beautiful. Welcome to the Jordan Peterson
not attractive,
show.
no matter how much you leftist loser say she is. I wouldn't fuck her. I would just masturbate about her in a closet in the dark.
Who are you talking about?
Sorry, not beautiful, you fucking bitch.
Sorry, not beautiful.
Isn't he Canadian?
Yeah, he is.
Fuck you.
Why do Canadians have so much to say about American? Like, I don't know why they always got some shit to say.
The hoose is in the moose. There's a moose in the
There's a moose in the hoose. What about that?
There's a moose
with a boot. Moose on the loose with a boot, dude.
Well, the thing with because what does everybody have to say? Why does everybody talk about America? Well, the reality is like America's huge. You know, like our politics matter kind of like everywhere because
we're the shit.
Yeah,
so we're kind of better than you Canadians.
You see, the problem is that Canada has no free will. We're all automatons.
They're all bacon.
Have you ever died? Have you ever held a dying baby at a Hungry Jack? I'm sorry, Burger King, as you people call it. Didn't he? So Jordan Peterson's trending lately. I don't know why exactly because I have only seen the edits of him going like just like these YouTube poops of him saying nonsense.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I definitely contributed to that. Like I had to.
Yeah, I think that's how I saw it mainly. Then I like snuffed out a bunch of other ones. But what happened with this person? What is occurring?
So I know exactly what happened because I couldn't believe. I saw it on the morning. I saw there was a video circulating around called Twitter ban. And just in this nicely shot fucking video, like fucking 12K cameras with 2 different angles. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And apparently Jordan Peterson got suspended from Twitter just because he was, for some reason, he's so mad about Elliot Page transitioning. He's so upset. Like more than literally anybody else on the face of the planet.
But didn't this happen ages ago? Like, didn't that...
Well, the tweet, whatever he said, the tweet was probably like a week or 2 ago. Like, who knows? But the tweet got flagged enough, I'm assuming. Because he said, what did he say? He said that, like, remember when pride was a sin? Remember, bucko? Remember when pride was a sin? So you're just shitting on Pride Month, right? And then being like, saying dead naming Elliot, right? Just being a dickhead for no reason.
All right.
And then saying that the doctors that performed his surgery was like criminal. Called him a criminal physician for top surgery. Like criminal. And the best thing about the video, because I reacted to it, I was just like shitting all over him. And then I stopped at the point when he said the only thing that I regret was saying the physician was criminal. And he's like, was it criminal? And then he compares it. He says, was the Nazi experiments technically criminal? And I was like, wait. This nigga is comparing consenting adult to surgeon, top surgery, to Dr. Mengele butchering people with no anesthesia.
That is wild. Top surgery is literally just it's no more ridiculous. It's just plastic surgery. It's literally just like
it's literally plastic surgery, just getting This literally taking fucking an axe, you know, putting it, or some people like to put the guillotine. You put your titty in the guillotine, and then you just pull it. Gets the tit off.
My daughter had a nose job, and I want her doctor executed at the stake.
I want him burned in front of everyone he's ever known. I want everyone to know what happens to people that do these things.
I want him tarred, feathered. Die.
Just clean your room and start there.
I want him tarred, feathered, and drawn and quartered in the streets, in the public square.
I want him.
He's basically freaking out. Oh, and the biggest thing, right? I'm sure you caught the clip of him saying. He could delete the tweet, right? But I'd rather die than do that. I'd rather die than delete a tweet because I'm a fucking.
Be stressed, bro. Just let it. Can
you imagine, Derek, if that logic follows like any other means of content? Like, imagine your video gets demonetized and you'd be like,
I would rather die than re-edit it. Or I would rather die than replace "Smells Like Teen Spirit" with Audio Jungle royalty free.
Is that at least
that passion?
At least I can look at. You know what I can do? I would even be less harder in the paint on this motherfucker if it was at least that, because it's like. This is this dude's work, right? Like, oh, and then you had in "Smells Like Teen Spirit" for a reason. There's a reason why it's in there.
It fits here. You have to understand why it's here.
This bitch just tweeted. It does nothing. And then he's the guy that constantly, even within the video itself, he talks about how Twitter's a cesspool and how much and he's contributed to it and all this stuff. And I'm like, leave Twitter. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just, leave.
Leave. Twitter is really stupid. Twitter is like the worst place ever.
Twitter sucks because it's very easy to lose control of your feed. It is easy. You can mistakenly.
I disagree.
No. You can mistakenly lose control of your feed. You know, because what happens is that if you have friends that like things, listen. Let me explain.
My friends are muted, motherfucker. That post weird shit. Look. Simple.
You'll follow somebody, and then you'll think it'll be about one thing, and then you'll get shit that look. For my Twitter, bro, past 11:35, bro, pussies and ass galore. And I'm just like,
that's you, though. You follow that.
And I'm just like, bro, the people I'm following, they before 10 p.m., it's just pictures of dogs. And then nighttime hits and it gets wild.
But Kingston,
they're scrolling Twitter with their dicks out. Of course.
Just like, whoa.
But Kingston,
and I know it's because I followed them, right? But when you follow people, the things that people like end up on your feed. So sometimes you get they do though. They do.
Let me stop you there. So if you put chronological order, it does not do that, which I do because I like to live in the moment. I like to live in the moment.
I'm Derek.
Yeah, so
I'm present.
There's the whole.
I'm present. I'm Derek. Look at me. I'm here.
There's this whole hey bitch. Look at. There's this whole algorithmic thing that it tells you what you want, and I refuse for a fucking robot to tell me what I want. Right? I refuse.
I'm aware of I haven't switched it because I just don't. I go on Twitter.
I hate it.
It's
like
I post funny
so
shit
and so like this. So and so this. Oh, you want to see this? I'm like, this post was from fucking 2 days ago. I don't want to see it. It's over. Right. I missed it. It's fine. It's okay that I missed it. It's fine. I just want to see what is happening right now, and that's cool.
I can't.
I'm totally fine with missing stuff. Like Instagram, they finally fixed it. They finally gave you an option.
Yeah,
where you can view shit chronologically instead of me seeing a post from 6 fucking days ago. Then I'm like, I would have been totally fine not seeing this. It's okay. It was funny. What?
I like the idea that he sat in like a studio and recorded like a multicam, because I wanna do that now. Like I wanna sit in the studio and record like a multicam footage of me sitting down in like an empty room and talking about things that really only I care about. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that would be like a really fun because like I would be like I would sit down and it'd be like 4 cameras, 1 drone shot as well, and 1 crane that moves kind of around all the time, and it would cut to it every now and again, and it's like a tracking.
Buildings. I haven't watching you circling the entire building.
Yeah. It's a live feed from outside to make sure I'm safe. But it'll be me. I'll be sitting there. It's like, have you ever noticed that pools smell like my cum? Have you ever noticed this? And it'll be like a 20-minute video about that, and it's like a whole conspiracy theory about how everybody's been coming in the pools. or how, and that'll be it.
People edge
it needs to
themselves
be
and then they
less
jump in the
trivial
pool and they come.
because like at least cum pools could affect other people. It needs to be.
How is it going to affect other people, Derek? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, nobody wants to swim in a cum pool. You know, it's a public pool.
It's not all cum.
If one person, it's like if one person's coming in it.
It's not all cum. It's like 35% cum rest pool.
But that's and then if you get the cum in your mouth, you're gay. Like, and what if you were trying to go your whole life not being gay? Now you have to tell your girlfriend that you're gay.
Oh, man, I'm gay. I got pool cum in my mouth. I can't marry you, honey. I'm gay because I had pool cum in my mouth. The wedding's off. The wedding's off. The celebration's off.
This is a very serious problem facing most Americans.
We can't do this anymore.
I don't know. Like,
how do you expect me to swim in the pool cum without
cum?
I can't even. How do you expect me to swim in the? Can you swim in pool cum without getting cum in your mouth?
Can you sincerely imagine?
I think not.
Can you sincerely imagine trying to really trying to swim through cum?
I can't, because I've never had enough cum for me to be like, I know the texture of this exact.
You've never had it.
I've never had enough cum. I've never cummed enough. I don't.
Oh my god.
I tried. I've. Lord knows. I've done. I have edged for 29 days.
What is wrong? Wait, time out. Time the fuck out. Time the fuck out. Time the fuck out. Are you a gooner?
What?
Are you a gooner? Do you goon? Do you?
No, I was literally trying to summon as much cum as humanly possible, and no joke, my balls were as big as a bowling ball. It was crazy. And like my prostate was sticking out of my ass.
What is gooning? What the fuck? What is that?
Gooning is when you edge yourself into enlightenment. That is gooning.
Why is it called gooning? Why is that the name?
Because only a fucking goon would do some shit like that. Only a fucking
goon, like a henchman.
Yes, like someone ordered. No one with autonomy would do some shit like that. No one with their own faculties would be like,
so every time I've ever seen in television or in video games,
The
Goonies were all literally just
gooning.
edging. That's all that movie was about.
The only one you
need to watch it again.
Sloth edged so much he ended up like that. He did.
He just needs to come, and then he'll go back to normal. He'll turn into a normal person.
If he can't, he'd be fine. He just needs to come one time.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you goon and you don't release. Your chromosomes mix.
He gets all fucky funny.
That is such a fucking mortifying reality.
So funny fucky if he doesn't come.
Just by the 6th month, you just start going like.
Can you imagine? There's like a time.
Recognize strangers.
Can you imagine? There's like a time skip, and at the end of the Goonies, and they meet Sloth again. And he's like, "Hello, friends," and it's like, "Whoa, Sloth, what happened to you?" And he's like, "I came.
I just decided to come. I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep it up."
So much cum, boys. There was so much cum.
The idea of someone coming all like to the point that there's like a cup full of cum is so outrageous to me. That's like, do you understand how much the average person comes and how much of that would be needed? You would be feeling uncomfortable for a while if you had to release that much.
I can't imagine that your average person comes enough in their life to even fill up like a bathtub or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
definitely not.
Yeah, that doesn't
like,
sound.
That seems like you definitely pee that much.
Maybe a few gallons.
Oh yeah, I'll fill that up in like a month or two for sure.
Maybe
I could fill up a Toyota Corolla today.
Jesus Christ, you gotta go to a doctor.
What?
You gotta go to a
That's maybe a
doctor.
little too much piss on me.
What do you mean? You don't pee? You guys don't
pee?
You guys don't pee for 40 minutes?
I don't pee for 40 minutes, but what's funny is that I told somebody I peed bright red, and they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's like crimson red. It's in fact, it's really warm. It's almost a light." You guys have never seen.
You guys don't pee for 40 minutes and sometimes it becomes orange. You don't do that. That doesn't
happen. Like not like slightly orange. I'm talking like fucking like vermilion. Like bright.
Don't say vermilion, you asshole.
Orangish
red. Don't steal that color from me.
That's not. What the fuck do you mean?
There's no way you knew what vermilion was.
Bro, I watched Naruto. His freaking chakra coke was vermilion colored.
That's how you knew vermilion? Fair enough. I
knew it when I was like 12. Eat dick.
Okay, fair enough.
I know vermilion because it's the color of the slides I use whenever I make videos.
Wow, look at me.
It's literally
I only know because of Slipknot. Slipknot has a song called Vermilion, and I was like, what the fuck is Vermilion?
What that is?
And I looked it up. I was like, oh.
That's fascinating. Like, what? That's a strange thing. That's a strange piece of knowledge to come from just really strange places. You know, the name of that color. Like, do you guys know what the word defenestration means?
Yeah, be thrown through a window, right?
But how do you know that?
Because one of my friends when we were younger, she threatened to defenestrate me. And I was like, if you do that, I'll beat your ass. And I thought it meant chop my dick off, and I looked it up, and it meant be...
Sounds more like it would be something like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, and I realized that was...
Because it's got vast deference in it.
It's a word that... It's me that's... It's a word like that... It's a word that never has to be said, like juxtapose or juxtaposition.
You never say that word. You don't need to say the word ever, in fact.
Juxtaposition is a pretty useful word.
It's not.
I mean, how would you describe juxtaposition without using that word?
You can literally just say in contrast.
Or in opposition. Literally.
Yeah, there's so many different
in opposition
things.
Doesn't mean
the juxtapose.
It literally does. It
no.
Means, yeah. No, juxtapose.
That's what I said.
Juxtapose means to be put up against, right?
No.
Which is...
It's not at all what juxtapose means.
What does juxtapose mean?
Juxtaposition is like the melding of two opposite concepts.
I thought it meant...
I just thought like what you do with when you're doing contrast, when you're in contrast of something else. I just feel like it's just a fancy word to say that.
No, contrast is the thing you sign when you sign up to a major label.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Oh my god,
man!
no.
You're starting to you're fucking getting a big brain like my boy JP, my Jordan basketball Peterson. Did you know this? This is a fun fact. Right. Jordan Peterson's full name, because he goes by Jordan B. Peterson. His full name is Michael
B. Jordan
basketball Peterson.
You guys are fucking assholes.
His name is Michael Jordan basketball Peterson.
Michael.
Yeah, that's his real name.
That's fucking ridiculous. The odds.
It sounds ridiculous.
The odds
of real.
Yeah, the odds of that are crazy. That's like That's like with Mount Rushmore. Like the odds of that mountain forming that way is crazy.
That's crazy.
I can't believe that happened. That's
you know what I mean.
Wow, these guys are going to become president someday, probably speaking in Native American tongue, wherever that place.
It is sincerely like I don't think people think about that enough. How weird it is that a mountain formed and it just so happened to have resemblances of like 4 specific presidents. There's like no other mountain that looks like that.
Not
crazy.
It is incredible. It's breathtaking.
Yeah, it means that America is special.
The pyramids were natural too.
What?
The pyramids are natural.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Pyramids are a natural formation. So is the George Washington Bridge.
Yeah.
You know that Lady Liberty grew out of Ellis Island? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, they planted Liberty seeds from the French.
We were like
those fucking French. They threw fries in there and then they fucking poured fucking mineral water, snails, and it grew.
It grew.
I wonder how misinformed.
Magnifique.
Oh wait, guys! I have a quick question. This is really funny. Do you guys know the capital of Australia?
The capital of Australia?
Yeah.
A.
No. Somebody kill this guy.
You said
you got basketball Peterson brain, dude. You got fucking.
I've been playing too much basketball with my meat diet.
What it is? Was it?
So is it a state?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Is it one of their capitals?
Yeah.
It's one of those Victoria things or whatever.
It's not Victoria.
It wouldn't be Sydney, right? It can't be Sydney.
No.
I feel like Sydney's too easy.
Yeah,
I thought it was Sydney too, and we have.
Is it Brisbane?
It would be like, oh, the capital of the United States is New York. It's like no, or like,
is it didgeridoo?
Did you know it's Boomerang?
Boomerang Australia.
No, it isn't.
We have an Australian house guest right now. And she asked us, it was me, my friend Mick, and Joe. And we all, like idiots, were like, "Oh, Sydney." She was like, "No," and I was like, "What?"
Oh, it's Canberra.
Is it Wales? South Wales?
No, South Wales is like technically considered a different place slightly.
Dude, I don't even know. Like, what is it? Just stop fucking
Canberra,
stalling.
or Canberra.
Yeah, Canberra. Yeah, I have friends from Canberra.
I do too, and the fact that I didn't know that is really embarrassing.
Well, they don't say like, "Hey, I'm from Canberra, the capital of Australia." They just say, "I'm from Canberra."
Right.
They've definitely said that is the capital before, and I was just like, "You sound funny."
Yeah, but why do you need to know the capital? Like, what?
Yeah, right.
In what Who Wants to Be a Millionaire cash cab situation?
It's because it's
right.
it's good to be knowledgeable about big places like that. Like at least having that little degree of knowledge, you know, because you don't have to you don't have to know the fucking economic structure or when it was founded. But like Australia is a pretty important place in the world. You know, it sets on fire every so often. They got wallabies there. That's an important place.
I feel like New Zealand is kind of more important.
I wouldn't say that.
I do. Me too.
I wouldn't say that.
I agree. I'm legitimately formulating a plan on how to move there. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
New Zealand?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to move there. Dude, America, it's done, man.
I'm not moving in America until I can. Once they start bringing up stuff about like, oh yeah, maybe slavery might be, and then I'm out. Then I'm out.
I mean, look, look at the justices that we have are trying to. This is what they're trying to do. They're gonna get to the point where they're like, well, we should only care about the first 10 amendments because that's when the founding fathers fucked off. So, and then they're gonna do some other justifications that it's like, well, you know, since they didn't say anything about slavery, so why would it be anything in the Constitution? And then all of a sudden, we're 3/5 of human again. And I'm like, I'd rather just I'm gonna go hang out with some. I'm gonna go to City Kickboxing in Auckland and become a UFC champion.
Like, look,
and,
these are
at 30 in my 30s already with no training, I'm gonna do it.
These are silly things, you know. Like we're joking about these things, but what happens is that the more you go backwards, the more these things become more viable arguments that can be made by idiots. That's why, and that's what makes it scary because it's like this is stupid.
Roscoe versus Wade Wilson was overturned.
Roscoe,
that's true.
Yeah, versus basically they were like, them white niggas never said anything about this shit, nigga, and like that was like this is verbatim. Clarence Thomas was like, hey nigga, that them white niggas ain't say shit about that shit. You feel me?
That's
and then people verbatim. Like, oh, it's. Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh shit, that's real shit." And then he fucking was like, "Anybody want to play CeeLo?" And then
anybody want to play CeeLo?
You know, now hold on, like so.
And then he pulled out some dice as they were deliberating.
Anybody want to play CeeLo?
Now this might sound a little weird, but like I mean, Kingston will agree. This might sound a little weird, but Kingston will agree. In defense of racism.
Continue.
Let's go. I want to hear this. I want to fucking hear this. That's a sick ass. I think that's Jordan Peterson's new book.
Yeah.
Just us looking at each other. Just.
I want that to be a clip.
In defense of racism.
Now look, in defense of racial bigotry, particularly towards people of not so favorable color. Hispanic.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Continue. This is going on somewhere.
Sorry.
There's
a moose in me hoose. And
There's a moose in me hoose.
There's a moose in me boot.
Every time I hear Jordan Basketball Peterson talk, like I just hear that type of shit. He's just rapping about like mooses and hooses and gooses.
Mooses.
Everything rhymes. Everything rhymes in Canada.
There's a moose in my hoose, so I gotta make a deuce.
Everything rhymes in Canada.
Everything rhymes in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, they talk in rhymes. If people didn't know that, that about Canadians, especially in Edmonton. They all it's so cold that to stay alive they have to rhyme.
Yeah, Edmonton especially is really bad.
They have to make themselves use more brain power, so they gotta rhyme.
Yeah, they're all cats in the fucking hat up there, man. Like they're all like really creepy.
They're all hats in the cat.
Yeah, they all eat green eggs and ham and shit because they don't have any fire and
They don't have any
just,
fire.
And like they're trying to, they're
they don't have any fire.
Dude, the last time I went to Canada, it was literally on fire. There was like this massive, I can't remember what year it was. It was like 2019 or something. But it was like this massive fucking conflagration in Canada. The sky was like orange when I landed there, and I was like, what the fuck? Right. It was like raining ash. I was like, this is really startling.
Yeah. They're so not used to anything even remotely warm. They're fucking freaked out.
It was crazy. Like they had like people like, stay inside, stay in the hotel. The air is not breathable.
There's a moose loose.
There's a moose loose.
There is a moose.
There's a moose loose.
Do I have any close Canadian friends? I have a few.
Anissa's Canadian.
She's Canadian, but she's here now. She's a trader.
Yeah, that's true.
What else?
Yeah, we don't like traders.
You don't like trader, not here.
Especially
we're about liberty. We're about liberty over this way, brother. We don't deal with traitors.
Bacon Benedict Arnold, Canadian.
Benedict Arnold? Wasn't he American? He's a Canadian very American man.
Syrup, Benedict Syrup. I don't know. What's his name? The one that he sold. The Canadian Benedict Arnold. What's his name?
What?
Maple Arnold.
What are you saying? What's happening? Derek's having a schizophrenic episode.
The Canadian Benedict
syrup.
Arnold. What would the Canadian Benedict Arnold be named? Would it be like
you said Benedict syrup. You psycho.
That is the most outrageous thing I've ever heard you say ever, for real, no joke.
It's him. Can you imagine a Lin-Manuel Miranda musical about that guy?
Benedict syrup.
He's got his hard work. He's got his hard work cut out for him. How do you fucking syrup's a hard rhyme, I feel like.
Syrup.
Oh wow, that kind of stumped me actually.
Cherub.
Europe. I'm Benedict Syrup, and my country is subjugated by Europe.
That's it. That's the whole
bars. It ends. Curtain drops.
And he's just a giant bottle of syrup.
And everybody's like, moose hoose, clapping afterwards. Moose hoose.
I'm so sorry if you're Canadian and you're listening to this.
Nah, I'm not. Fuck you guys.
Moose hoose. Hey man, they gotta get it too, you know. Like,
that's true.
We've given so much shit to our boys across the pond.
Well, they deserve it, bro.
Right? I mean, they do. But like, let's focus on the Canadians a little bit.
Guys,
you know? We got because their champion Michael Jordan basketball Peterson has been kind of running amok, you know. So we kind of have to.
We also, I mean, we've made fun of Trudeau quite a bit on.
Oh,
you mean Trebuchet?
Right.
Justin Trebuchet.
Justin Trebuchet. Yeah. We saw like a brand of like I was at a store recently and I saw Trudeau's like water bottles or something. So I guess he has a company that makes water bottles.
You drink it. You
out of Canadian moose water.
You drink it and you instantly have blackface on, and you're like, I didn't want to do this.
Yeah. It comes with a rag. It comes with an oily rag that you can wipe on your face, and you're immediately in blackface. Anyway.
Look,
Anyway, what else?
It's just moose spitting and fucking and
before we done with Canada, I got one thing to say to you guys.
What?
When shit hits the fan, Canadians, we're taking you guys. So be prepared, all right? Like that fear that y'all have about us, it's worth having because we'll steal y'all. Like, and no one is gonna stop us. Then I'm like, it's Canada. They were always kind to their child, you know. Now
that's real official. Shit, man. We'll just literally have to. All you have to do is just push Justin Trebuchet, and it'll be like, I surrender. And just push him. Just like you literally just give a little shove, and then he's like, "Oh fuck!" and immediately pulls out a white flag out of his pocket.
White flag like that signifies the whole country, and he's fucking waving it fast
and crying.
Please stop! Please stop! Bawling. We can have all of our resources, all of it. Please stop!
Please, no more. Take all the mooses. Take the moose and the
moose. Take the syrup. Not the bacon, though. Please, not the bacon.
Don't take the bacon out of the hoose.
You can take. What is it? You can take the French people out of Canada, but you can't take the France out of Canada. I think.
That part will, you know, that
we'll let them destroy themselves.
I'm hoping that part actually just breaks off and sinks.
We'll just put a
the
dome
middle
over
of Canada just sinks into the ocean.
We'll put a dome over it. We put a dome over it. We let them kill each other because they're gonna do that.
Like the fucking Simpsons movie.
Like in 20 minutes. If that's Alberta, right?
I mean, about? Edmonton's pretty.
Which part? Edmonton's in the middle.
Edmonton's in Alberta, I think.
I want Montreal. I want Quebec to be Quebec. I want that shit to just fall off and fall somehow actually fall into space. Like I wanted to just start and then it just fucking drifts off into space. They're not needed. They're not needed. We already have French people in France. And then the French Canadians are just mean. They're just they hate people that speak English. Yeah. And they die when it's too hot. They literally had a summer of like 90 degrees and I think like 40 people died.
What?
That's crazy.
What a bunch
You don't remember that? They had a heat wave and like a bunch of people died.
90 degrees is a heat wave? That's crazy.
I mean,
I don't know how hot it actually got. Let me fact check that.
Like,
it's like 200 degrees.
It's 300 degrees.
200 degrees is like all pussy.
It's like people's skin is like boiling on the surface, and you're like, ha ha ha, you can't handle the heat.
Bitches.
Just put a bathing suit on, idiot. Jump in the pool. The pool is scalding.
You jump in the pool, and the pool is magma.
It's like that video of the shrimp or the fucking prawn crawling up to the frying pan and like falling.
That video is so fucked up, man.
That's not fucked up. It's a bug.
That video is that video's fucked up.
It's a bug. It's a bug. If it was a cat or something, I would agree, but it's a bug.
Even for me, I'm like, that's
you really had an empathetic response to an insect falling into a boiling thing.
Chris. I don't think you understand how much I don't like insects. I think they're scourge.
No, I don't think I don't think you don't dislike them enough.
But the fact that he made a video of him doing that, it's like, hey, guys, watch me make this animal kill itself. That's some like, oh, I set my dog's fur on fire only a little bit. No, it's not. And then I put it out.
No, you see, that's how I know. That's how I know you're full of shit right now.
It's still a living creature, even though it's dirt. It's still a living creature.
When was the last time you gave a shit about a fly or like a mosquito flying into one of those electrocution boxes?
Mosquitoes are pests, you know? So it's like, all right, I
hate agreeing with Sweeney. But
That's
I think there's a big
shit.
difference between a fucking.
Shit.
I think there's a big difference between a fucking shrimp that's just minding his business in the fucking ocean, and then a mosquito trying to give you Magic Johnson's AIDS. I think there's a big difference.
The thing about it is fucked up is that you know damn well if your kid did some shit like that, you'll be talking to somebody. You know damn well you'd be like, yo, I gotta talk to a specialist. My son
if they boiled a prawn?
If your son recorded a video of it setting up a fucking alleyway where a prawn could go down to and die, that's fucking
alleyway.
Weird.
What are you talking about? Are we even talking about the same
video?
It
was on like a little spoon and it walked down there and it fell into the thing. And I was like, yo.
No, he recorded it was just crawling on a table and it fell into a frying pan.
No, dude, it was like it was like a thing. It had like a little walkway to death.
We're not talking about the same video, but even if that's that video, I'm fine with it.
It's the same concept.
I'll curb stomp a shrimp.
You're instead of like, first of all, can we talk about how like unnecessary it is to boil fucking things alive?
Oh, it's just mean.
Like, can we talk about that for a second? How it's just like completely unnecessary to fucking do it.
Fucked up. Like, are you fine with that, Chris? Please, please reveal.
That's just wild, dude.
Am
I fine with what? What are you saying?
Boiling animals alive? Please say no.
They're not animals.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't respect them as animals. They're not cats and dogs and birds and camels and moose or loose or hoose.
They're still alive,
they're not a moose and a hoose, but the fact that they're alive and they have organs and brains and hearts and shit.
They're not alive enough. Remember Kingston? Do you remember when we lived in that apartment with the roaches? And I would freeze them.
Yes,
I would take compressed air and I would put it upside down. And I would freeze them and stomp them into dust. Hey guys, I don't give a fuck.
Hey guys,
about those animals.
So you would be totally fine with scooping up some roaches, boiling a pot, and then throwing them in there.
I wouldn't go out of my way to do that, but if I saw that happening, I would laugh. Absolutely. Like, absolutely. I despise roaches.
I don't even like them. I don't like them at all. But the thing is this, right? The thing is this. You can still humanely kill a creature
There's
that
no
you don't like.
humanity to consider.
You can still humanely kill them.
It's your own humanity.
It's not about
you are out of your mind.
It's not about
guys.
it being sentient enough for it to understand, like, oh, this guy's killing me respectfully. It's about not just being monstrous.
Look at.
I can't believe you are on your high horse about insects.
I'm not being on my high horse. I don't like them. But you can just kill them in
it doesn't
a
even
less
have to be.
way.
It doesn't have to be insects. When you said humanely, there's nothing humane about it. We use the same language when we're talking about killing animals like cows and shit. There's still a humane way to do it.
There's more humanity in a cow than there is a fucking insect.
I agree.
Well, it's not about putting humanity in the fucking cow, Chris.
Then why is
it's
human
about
in
ourselves,
the word, Derek?
It's about ourselves, us humanely doing something. As humans, we have a standard of how we do things.
Look, Chris.
If I could press a button to give mosquito, hold on. If I could press a button to give roaches consciousness, and another button to get rid of all of them slowly, real quick, like throughout the day, I would press it. I would want them to know that they're my family's disappearing around me. I want them to know that. I would imbue them with consciousness just so they could know that. I fucking loathe insects.
Look, I don't.
Especially roaches. Especially because they don't even do anything.
You don't have to. Look. See, but there's a difference between hating something and wanting to torture something. That you have a disturbed mind, where I don't want to torture anything, even if I hate. As much as I hate, anything. I can hate. The most.
It's not that I want to torture them. I don't object to the torture of them, though.
I don't like women, right?
It's literally still like
them,
you look at. You know what you are, Chris? You're basically the people that stood around and do shit when they found out that fucking Jews were being tortured.
So you're saying Jews are roaches, Derek?
They saw them as vermin.
Derek,
and because they dehumanize them,
roaches are pests.
But do you not understand why they were able to do that? Because they saw them as fucking pests. And they were able to do horrible things to them.
You're not understanding the argument, Chris.
It's an insane argument.
You're literally not.
No,
that is an insane argument.
No, literally, they fucking were conditioned to see these people as vermin. And so they were able to do horrible things to them.
Right.
And so in their minds and in your mind, vermin, it's okay to do crazy shit to them.
It is 100%.
So into their minds, they felt justified because they saw them as less than human. They saw them as scum. I know they're not I know they're not fucking. I said I know they're not human. I know that. I just got myself. No, I know that they are human. Obviously,
what's going on?
My whole argument is that those people felt justified in doing horrible things to them because they saw them as inhuman. And you feel justified to do horrible things to actual vermin because they are vermin.
Because they actually are what people perceive them to be.
Yeah, but see how you feel justified, though, still? So basically, look, for the sake of argument, let's say they were some just giant, like, let's just say, in another universe, alien giant bugs come, right? They're giant bugs. They come and they're saucers and shit like that. We actually capture them. We whip their ass. America does shit. Since they are just big versions of vermin, you would be like, kill them, torture them, do whatever. It doesn't matter. And it's just like, why do you have that urge to like, that's fine. That's totally cool.
Because
like, why do you have that urge to like, want that to happen to anything?
Because they have intruded in my spaces for years. And they
so why
persist.
Not just be like, hey, just kill them quickly. Vaporize them.
You don't think I've tried
Vaporize
that, Derek?
the vermin.
You don't think I've like literally called like, hey,
no, but
I've called
your argument was that
neurophysicists.
you were totally fine with people torturing. And I would be like, no way. Don't torture them. They still feel that shit. They still feel pain.
They don't.
They do.
They don't.
Oh my god. Okay,
do.
Chris, we're getting into stupid territory where people are like, fish don't feel pain.
Yes, they do.
Like, now you're just getting into that. You're just getting into that territory.
Do roaches even have the capacity to feel any kind of pain? Is that even possible?
They
have
feel
nerves,
pain,
bitch.
Bro.
Nerves doesn't mean pain necessarily. That just means reaction to stimuli.
That pain is one of the most simple, basic reaction stimuli, dude.
Do they? But like you see, like
if it can.
No, what I mean is like you see a crab rip its own arm off, and it's like that must hurt, but it also kind of must not if it's willing to do that.
No, it does. It literally does.
But it hurts.
But
like,
they're like,
this can't hurt that much. It doesn't hurt.
Hold on.
It doesn't hurt a crab as much.
Like,
no, listen to me. Fucking listen to me. This is basic shit. If you have a person ripping their own arm off, they are infinitely in worse shape than a crab doing the same thing.
That is
because
true.
A crab simply doesn't feel the same amount of pain that a human does.
That is true, but
objectively,
but for you to assume there is no pain there at all is wild. They literally
so your point is saying they feel less pain, so it's fine. Is that your point?
They flinch when they do it.
Absolutely.
When they pull their arms off.
Guys, that's what I'm saying. You don't understand. You will never get me on the side to sympathize with insects. I don't eat them. I'm not going to befriend them. I'm not going to like build a little house for them. I'm not going to welcome them to my home.
It has nothing to do with that.
It literally
does.
It's the only thing that matters about this conversation.
You're a psycho,
no, it doesn't.
Dude.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Because you're trying to equate people with insects.
No,
I'm trying
to create
you're fucking dude. You're doing this weird shit where you just latch onto like one thing.
That's the
and then you're not understanding the entire
argument.
Concept.
That's the main crux of the conversation.
The concept is that these fucking creatures have fucking nerve endings and they feel pain. It should still be fucked up to torture anything that could feel shit.
You don't
just
torture.
Kill them and be done with it. And the fact that you have no problem with other people torturing them because they're vermin says some weird shit about you.
Derek, you can put these things in microwaves and they survive. You can stomp them to death and they survive. You can drown them and they survive.
What are you talking?
These things.
What is this? What is this straw man shit? What are you doing?
Chris, if you
have you guys never dealt with roaches?
Chris,
yes, I have, and I've stomped them and they did not live. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
There are a couple of them that I've stomped and they've survived. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
No, what you probably did, they probably were small enough to be in the crease of your fucking shoes, and you didn't actually flatten them out and stomp them.
That's ridiculous.
Like,
Chris,
no, that's not ridiculous. What's up? Because if you fucking smash them, they're done.
Chris, they are so resilient. Done. Kingston lives among roaches. Every space that I've shared with Kingston has been swindling with roaches.
Yeah, well, that's your guys' weird. You guys like roaches because you just keep living with them.
There's no way.
Not me. I left.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Sweeney?
You're going to microwave a roach and it's going to survive. It's going to die from the heat.
He's being hyperbolic. You don't have to entertain that. You don't have to entertain that at all.
They survive nuclear war, dude.
Chris, they can survive fallout after the bomb blows up. It's not that they're going to survive.
Kingston,
they don't survive the explosion.
Chris would basically be like,
it'd
be like, oh, crocodiles are immune to fucking to asteroids because they survived. Like, no, they just were fucking underwater.
No, absolutely, they are immune to asteroids.
Chris, you're a madman.
That's true. I'll give you that one.
Have you ever seen an asteroid kill an alligator? I think not.
Chris, I've seen.
You got me, dude. You got me. I'm done. I've
seen a 10-year-old with a rock kill an alligator. An asteroid can absolutely do it.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, dude. I think I'm finally on Chris's side. I think I finally saw the light.
I've seen kids in Florida kill alligators, bro. Like 6 rambunctious kids and one mid-sized alligator.
You see that guy in Australia fucking fight off a crocodile with a pan? Did you see that?
Of course they would. Because they're jungle dwellers. Of course they can fucking do that.
Did you see that I don't know what they call them, not blokes, so that's British shit, right?
Yeah.
What do they call fucking cunts? I guess, did you see that cunt?
One of the oys. I saw an
dude, it was a crazy shit. That thing was bigger than his entire body, and he fought it off with a pan. And then the fucking crocodile fucked off like fast. It was like, oh, this thing is too... this pot is too powerful.
This creature's fighting too much.
Amazing.
I'm not going to stay here and win. I'm not going to run this out because I don't know if I'm going to win.
I don't know, man.
It's so funny because it's like that crocodile easily could have just like torn him to pieces. But I guess it just didn't know. Like, it's like, God, these pans, man. We don't know what to do.
Yeah. I think I think the best way to solve this is to put a bunch of roaches in a room and let them vote on how they should be treated.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think that would work out well.
I think, Chris. All I think is that you don't want to feel bad for being a little bit evil.
I don't think it's possible for me to feel bad about being evil to roaches. I don't think it's possible.
I don't.
It's not about it's not about roaches, man.
But I'm speaking about roaches specifically. So that's literally all this.
The passive nature you have to torture
for insects, yes,
weird.
Absolutely.
It's weird.
The fact that you
can,
the fact that you can justify something being tortured is a bad sign.
That's fine.
That's not good.
That's fine. Okay, so I'm totally fine with that. Because what I'm hearing is I have a lack of experience dealing with these creatures, and that's fine. I get it. It's the same thing when I moved to LA and everybody was like, "Oh, deer are so cute." It's like, yeah, okay,
that's like, different. Deer,
no.
Even deer, I don't want to see a deer get tortured.
No, I wouldn't want to see a deer get tortured either because it's a proper animal. But
no, but see his language. That's the proper thing. Yeah, he has a classification for things, and once they don't reach a certain threshold, it is fine to torture them. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what all I'm saying is that is evil.
That's fine.
If you don't care, that's fine. No, see, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
If the roaches perceive me as evil, I am glad to fill that role.
It's not
I'm
roaches.
Totally fine.
You're not understanding. We are, as humans that are humane and don't like things being tortured, no matter if it's an animal or not. We see you as a little evil. When you
break open an Xbox 360, do you feel bad about like torturing it?
But the Xbox
does it have fucking nerve endings and it's actually being tortured and it has sentience?
It's probably infinitely more complex than a roach is.
I don't think
what
so.
What does that have anything to do with anything?
So life is way more complex than a fucking game console that can sometimes get a red ring and die.
Look,
Chris, you sound like a man. You're moving mad, bro. He's moving mad, bro. He's gone.
I will say this. Look, let's just say we put AI into an Xbox 360 or whatever. There's AI into it. It's speaking like a human and everything like that. Right. But I know that it has not been instilled with fucking pain threshold or pain sensors or nerve endings or anything like that. I would be like, it is okay to shotgun blast it in the face. It is okay.
A computer that feels that thinks it's a person?
It thinks it knows it's alive. It's like, oh, I'm alive. I'm this and that. But I know that it's a. What were you gonna say?
That is infinitely worse than anything you can do to a roach.
I see. Like that's where we're kind of like we differentiate because my biggest problem with you wanting or being fine with torture thing. These things feel shit, and the idea of like I have empathy. I guess I'm not. I wouldn't call myself an empath, but I have empathy. I think you lack zero.
I have empathy.
You can't put yourself in the situation of like, holy shit, like that thing. You can pull it apart and it'll feel how horrible.
Here's the thing. I have empathy for everything that isn't a roach. Sincerely, I sincerely
or just
mean
vermin
that.
in general. I guess really.
No, not really. Like I feel bad about rats,
insects. I guess
I feel worse.
Yeah, so like
I feel worse.
Insects.
Well, I feel even worse about like ants and shit. The thing about roaches to me, it's that like roaches are uniquely just so useless, so pervasive, so unkillable in comparison to most other fucking insects that it's like at a certain point I'm trying to kill you humanely, right? I try to call the people, they fucking spray and then they're back again because one little bitch survived. And I'm like, fuck. And they don't go away. So yeah, at a certain point, they're an enemy. At a certain point, I'm like, get out of here. You're not welcome here. How many times do you have to be nuked out of existence in the same place to get the message?
I'm not. Look at. Calm.
That you're not welcome here.
I am not even arguing. Like everything that you're feeling, completely justified.
You guys are wild.
All I'm saying is
that's because you love living among them, Kingston.
If I saw a dude in the apartment above me, fucking having boiling fucking oil, and then he's dipping them into that, and then he's like slicing them all. And if he's doing all this weird shit, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
I would think that person
and
is
Chris would be there
insane.
And be like, hey, you want to go play Halo? You want to play you want to fucking play Destiny later?
I think it's insane.
You're my best friend.
No, I think that's insane because that would imply that you would like spending time around them enough to try and like catch them and play with them, basically.
What's scaring me, guys, what's confusing me, guys, is that you could just not be this passionate about hating something. Like what scares me, Chris, is that you could ever dislike something that much. Like I hate octopuses.
You better be careful.
I hate octopuses. I don't like them. I think they fell from the stars. And they scare me, and knowing that they exist.
Octopuses?
Yeah, knowing that they exist.
I love octopi,
Of course you do. Of course you guys do. Of course they do. You guys like tentacle hentai too, I bet. But
yes.
The fact that they're around bothers me. And what I do
You know what bothers me? Motherfuckers know how smart they are, and they still eat the shit out of them.
That's pretty fucked.
That bothers me.
It's really fucked. It's really fucked.
Like people know how fucking. There's so many stories.
It's so funny how people eat them alive too. Like in Asian countries, people be eating those motherfuckers while they're trying to leave. They're trying to get up and get out of there, and they're just like.
I think this is where the whole conversation kind of started about like boiling things alive. Motherfuckers like that's but and we know a part of the world that loves doing that shit. God damn, dude, it is. I've seen some shit and like gross, like they have those supermarkets and they can't even wait to get home.
Yeah,
they
dude.
grab here's your money, and then just
they have a cauldron. They have a cauldron in the back. They have a cauldron. They have cauldrons in their trunks, and they just dip baby hippos into them. It's crazy.
Baby hippo.
They boil a baby hippo alive. It's fucked up.
I've seen a motherfucker punch an elephant until it was tenderized and they started eating it.
This man is just punching it all over a full-grown fucking African elephant. Just punching it.
Yeah.
3 hours later, it's tenderized. It's like, what the fuck? This guy really did that.
Dinner's on.
That's elephants are like my favorite animal too. Like seeing people poach elephants.
But Kingston,
it's crazy.
Your octopus thing is a bad comparison.
Well, the thing is that I hate them. But even if they like became more common, I would be like,
no, Kingston. If you hated Kingston, if you hated octopuses and you woke up every day to about 200 octopi in your kitchen.
Oh, I wouldn't.
You would kill them.
I wouldn't like that.
You would go on a fucking spree.
I would scream and I'd run away. Actually, I'd scream and run away because then I'm right. I'm right about them being like fucking star falling.
Let's say there is small as they're like, you know, when you see those little baby squid that end up in like Asian food buffets. God, I feel so bad about them. They see those little baby squids that are all just in trays. I'm like, God damn, guys. Anyway, those things could have built they could have cured cancer. What are those things that cure cancer? So
what are those baby squids?
That's crazy.
Let's say they were as big as that. Bro. Would you do something about like they're that small? Like you saw like the way that roaches are and shit. Would you like try to, you know, exterminate them, spray some shit on them, maybe stomp on them? Would you? Yeah, so I feel like, I have a little bit of PTSD with roaches from when my mom, she was unlucky enough to live in because she didn't play that shit. We grew up, there will be no pest or vermin or anything in the house or she'll kill us. Yeah, so we kept everything like spick and span. I know. I was like, I gotta edit that shit together quick.
That's like that span, right? That's like that TikTok of the guy who's talking to. It's like a black dude. Negativity.
The guy has a sword. He's like, it's all good.
I've never seen that.
It's really good. I'll send it to you.
It's so funny.
But yeah, what were you saying?
All I was saying is that my mom, she was unlucky enough to live in an apartment where some people. Obviously, it had an infestation, so naturally they made their way into her apartment as well. And I stayed with her for a little while, and it was hellish. It was absolutely hellish. It was like, but you know, even though I despise them probably just as much as you. I just don't have that. Like, I feel like I would have to if I saw
the thing is, like, if you heard about someone, if it's like, oh, this person tortures roaches or something.
Like, what the fuck
would you call anybody about that?
I wouldn't. Well, call anyone about that.
Would I call anyone? Dude? It depends on if I knew them. If I didn't know them, so this is a good point. This is a good point because if I didn't know them, I probably wouldn't. Because would the cops even care?
No. They won't,
but they would care though.
The cops don't care when you kill children. Like,
well, that's true. That's a bad example, but like because you're supposed to call somebody if someone's torturing animals, right? You call animal control or whatever.
Yeah, so, like, but you're not going to find anybody who's going to give a shit about roaches because they don't even to them they don't qualify as animals. They're pests. My point is simply like I wouldn't go around torturing roaches. That's like insane. But if I heard about it, I'd be like, okay, that's just somebody that I don't want to spend time around. But
buy him a drink.
You know, keep fucking.
This guy sounds cool. You ever played Halo? you ever look at map design?
I think in a sense. Well, do you remember that story that like was it Zach or Lyle that was talking about how he would catch rats in socks and like bash them against
and bash them? Yeah, see, like that's the type of shit I'm.
That's too much, bro. Like,
but that's not torture. That's just like
that was Zach. Wasn't it?
That's just But that's just I caught a rat. It's a pest. I have to kill it.
You don't have you. He literally could have just threw it as far as he could into like. You know, it would have died, but he gained satisfaction with slamming their skulls against the ground.
The thing is, this for me. This is my line, right? This is my line, right? I hate a lot of bugs, but what happens is like at the moment where I'm literally hurting it more than I need to. As soon as it's like kids that would pull their legs off fucking. People that pull the fucking wings off butterflies and shit. Like, that is some, like...
Yeah.
Man, that's bad. Think of it like this. If your child told you that, Daddy, come look, and he got a roast. She's like, watch this, daddy. And he had it on a chopstick and he dipped it inside of like cooking oil. And you would be like, whoa, and you would call somebody. That is like
at
too
least
far.
have a conversation.
I would maybe like put him in therapy or something. But like
look,
to me, it's just like
that's the beginning.
What I was doing is like I was freezing them because if I didn't freeze them, they would scamper away and run. And then like they would be free to fucking lay eggs and do all this fucking bullshit and fuck around and make more of them. So I would freeze them and then I would stomp them. You know, which is I don't think that's torture really. That's just like fucking killing.
No, look, I don't. It's weird, I would say, but it's not like it's an unorthodox way of exterminating them.
It was all I had, man.
You're still trying to exterminate them.
It was all I had.
So like,
and it was like that was like 3. You remember, Kingston? It was like we called them 3 times.
It's not the worst.
No, but what I'm saying is we called the exterminator 3 times.
See, the problem you can is because the roaches didn't come from your apartment.
I know.
That's how you can't get rid of them because they're coming from some other asshole. So they're just gonna keep coming from that place.
Right, so it's just like a fucking Nazi zombie scourge that I just can't fucking unless
you gotta endure.
Nigga. I really wish I wish it was as simple as, you know what? If it worked, if I knew that this worked, I think I might do it. Where if I could cut the head off of a roach, put it on like a stick, and that would be like a Dracula type thing where it's like go away, and the roaches were like, oh shit.
I would do that too.
I would absolutely do that.
Everyone would do that.
Don't you hate that you can like just kill a bunch of ants and then like the motherfuckers are still like they'll just pass by all their homies. Like
they
it just
fucking
still
care,
fucking
like you could set them on fire for real. And they'll be like, oh.
That's what I'm talking about. Like even fucking I don't know, even the simplest of fucking creatures have some sense of like, oh, that's a friend. You know?
Not really.
A lot of them do.
Not really, dude.
A lot of them do. A lot of them like mourn. A lot of animals like mourn in some way.
No. Mourning is a huge sign of intelligence in animals.
Yeah.
Most animals don't mourn.
It's one of the signs, but like a lot of animals mourn.
Dude.
Some insects mourn, which is like not...
I don't think they do.
They do. Spiders mourn.
I don't think spiders mourn.
They do.
Spiders eat each other. Like a spider will eat another spider.
Right, but then they're sad about it.
No, I don't think they're sad about it. They do it and they're just like, oh, word up. I'm going to go fuck another spider, make some more kids, and eat him afterwards. They don't give a shit. Mourning is like...
The spider eats the mate. And it cries as much as I do.
Mourning is like high tier animals. Like
they release the ritualistic moose in the hoose.
Humans have elaborate rituals to celebrate the life of a recently deceased individual. We respect and honor our dead, throwing them lavish parties and entombing them in sacred spaces. You might be surprised to discover that social insects such as bees, ants, and wasps also mourn their dead.
How they mourn their dead? They buzz? That's not fucking anything. I don't give a shit.
You do sometimes see like ants carrying their dead homies.
Yeah, literally.
To eat it.
Yeah.
To eat it. They're bringing it back to the pot to eat it. Like, oh, it's food.
I don't know about that.
That's not how that works.
But like, I just hate when I see like because like sometimes they'll be outside and I'm trying to just there's a mass grave of ants because you wanted to get rid of all of them.
Mass grave. An unmarked grave, a huge unmarked grave.
You know the thing is, I think if it can scream, I'll feel bad about it.
I think that's most people's problem. I mean? That's why people are like, oh, fish don't feel pain because they just wiggle. Guys, if fish felt pain, they would cry. And I've never seen a crying fish.
You're a psycho. You know what's crazy? There's 17-year-olds that think like that. There's 17-year-olds
think
kids.
Like what? Think like truth?
Yeah.
They probably make TikToks and shit. Did you know fish don't cry? And they're like dancing and shit.
Fish don't cry is a new Prince song.
Dude, the fucking
while he's skinning a fish,
skinning a
live fish, and everybody's like, bro, chill.
The way we treat fish is pretty fucking. The
way we treat animals in general is wild.
Ripping its guts out while it's
the idea. I think it's a thing that's a huge lack of respect for animals that was once had because we had to coexist with them in a very intimate way, opposed to now we just don't have to. So we don't respect them at all. Like even
and, like, hunting
slightly,
right.
we just don't respect the animals. Like, whatever, fuck it, you know.
Yeah, how could you when you go to a supermarket and like most things is everything's prepackaged. You see no heads, no eyes. You see nothing. You just see meat.
Even that, dude. Like,
and then,
I never really like. I've been to the Caribbean a few times and I've seen animals get killed, but I'm not watching. I'm not like, whoa, what's going on there? Like, I'm just like, oh, this animal is alive, and I probably shouldn't be mean to it because it's alive. You know, like that's all I think. I hate pigeons with a fiery passion because pigeons in New York are dickheads, bro. Pigeons in New York are New Yorkers as well.
They're not that bad. You're out of your mind,
bro. They're bad.
They're just pigeons. They're just birds.
A pigeon will fly down to take your food and then come back for your wallet later on. They're pieces of shit. They're particularly pigeons in freaking Manhattan are the most aggressive pigeons ever. They don't respect personal space. You'll yell at it, it'll look at you like, what? What are you yelling about?
This has never happened to me.
It'll look at you. Yell at a pigeon.
Maybe the pigeons are racist.
Maybe. It might be a thing.
You never know.
Yeah.
You learn from the original immigrants. You know, and they're like, oh, look, what is this?
Look, we suck. We're pretty low on the totem pole. But you know what's lower than us? Black people.
Yeah. It goes black people, then pigeons.
Black people, pigeons, immigrants in the 1920s.
And then it's people at a 4th of July parade.
Well, I guess as that's brought up, yep.
Well, we just touch on it briefly because it did happen.
Freedom.
Look, it's unfortunately very ironic that this happened at a 4th of July parade, but it doesn't. It's like I tweeted this once about like the Uvalde, where it's just like it makes me sad that it doesn't make me sad anymore. Like I'm just like this is okay, another one of these. Cool. It's really unfortunate too that it happened on a day with a bunch of fireworks. Like that's like the worst possible day for like anything like that.
That's the worst
it's
possible,
like,
but also the best possible at the same time.
It's so like that's especially malicious to me.
That is Scooby-Doo levels of planning.
Yeah,
where it's like, be the best way to do this when there's a bunch of noise all over the place. It's like jinkies.
That's like a fucking Ocean's 11, but like for fucking
for
one insane person.
And that dude he planned it out pretty well because after he did what he did, after he like started Swiss cheese in the crowd, he like had a like dressed in drag or whatever. He had a women's clothing to like escape and kind of blend in.
This is the Joker, man. Like this is insane. That is some crazy shit. This guy, he got away, right? He's not.
Yeah. No, they caught him eventually.
Oh, really?
Probably with some tips or whatever.
Good.
But yeah, they didn't catch him initially because he like planned out everything. Like it wasn't just I'm just gonna go to the store real quick and buy some shit and just start blowing people away. Like it was more like,
yeah,
I can't wait to do this on 4th of July.
Yeah, he uploaded he uploaded like a really cringy rap song, I think.
Yeah, he was a rapper.
Yeah.
Was he a black dude?
No. He was like,
skinny, possibly white. White passing for sure.
He was a very strange. Like I couldn't quite make him out.
I couldn't make him out either because apparently he's been to a bunch of Trump rallies, but people can't tell if he's like actually a Trump supporter or if he's like ironically there and thinks it's funny. You couldn't really because he didn't.
So
the way that
that's the modern world now, which makes me so sad. That's so
it's like let's go watch the Minions movie in Suits.
I just found out about that. I didn't even know that was a thing. The Gentle Minions or whatever.
About?
The Minions thing where everybody went to go see Minions Rise of Gru, but they like dressed up for it.
Killed it in the box office because it was the complete opposite of what happened with Morbius. Where like the meme actually caused people to go to the movie. There was I just saw this recently. There's a bunch of people. They're called Gentle Minions, and they dressed up in suits, and then they would record these TikToks meeting up at the theater, shaking each other's hands all legitimately, which I thought was actually pretty fucking funny. They're all shaking each other's hands, and then they're going to watch the Minions movie. But apparently, a lot of them were being pieces of shit in the theater, though. So they're clapping at everything that's like not funny and just being wild and shit. But Minions made a lot of money because of a meme.
What breaks my heart is that like everything's a joke. Everything's a joke. Everything's haha funny. And it's just like you're supposed to laugh at the sad things. You know, you gotta it helps people deal with things. But like, not everything's funny. You know, when everything's funny, nothing's funny. You know.
I kind of agree with. Yeah, that's
when everything's a joke, the things that are jokes are less funny.
Right.
It's really sad how no one is willing to just be like, this is kind of fucked. Instead, it's like I posted on Twitter and try to get a few likes about it. Hello, LOL, JK. This guy got flambéed in his bedroom. This is funny. Let me make a meme about it. And it's just like, it's not funny. It's not funny.
It is kind of interesting that
someone
like
getting
nothing
flambéed is funny, but like it's not a funny situation.
It is kind of interesting.
The way
that nothing can be sad anymore. Really, like there's no more earnest sadness anymore. Like there isn't. It's kind of.
I think if you think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I think the only way there is if I think people are purposefully trying not to think too much about anything.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I for sure got very upset about Uvalde because I really started thinking about it. I started dwelling on it. I started dwelling about then I started thinking about can you imagine if your kid got blown away? They're 10 years old, and that's where it got, where you just keep it on the surface. What just happened, but then when you start kind of going and then you start revealing more of that iceberg and shit, and you're oh fuck.
That Uvalde iceberg is one of the worst. Like the fact that there was ICE people there grabbing up immigrants that are just coming to get their kids, shit like that is just like.
What if they, dude?
Where's the humanity here?
Imagine if it was the ICE people. They nabbed some immigrants, right? And then the immigrants are the ones that they made go. They made the immigrants go and rescue the kid.
We don't got papers for you, buddy. Get on in there. Get on in there. We don't got papers for you.
If you do this, we'll think about letting you stay here. Okay. Going in with guns and shit.
Going in with the cops are like, you'll do fine. You'll do great. Don't worry.
You'll be fine.
We're right behind you.
Go ahead, Paco. Go do it, Paco. We'll give you a taco if you fucking.
Oh my god!
If you fucking.
But it's shit like this, you know, like the Uvalde thing. The thing about me is the Breonna Taylor shit happened right for me on Twitter, right, and that was the one time I was very vocal about how fucked the situation was.
Oh.
And what happens is that people will make you lose your fight. The fight in your soul will deplete because of how many ignoramuses there are, dude.
Right.
The fact that America is the most bootlicking country while simultaneously being one of the most rebellious, ignorant places on the planet is mind blowing.
It is kind of confusing.
They cherry pick their fucking bootlegging and rebellions. They cherry pick it.
Sometimes it's fine if a cop fucking shoots up a door where they have no warrant to do it. But then other times, the police need to.
They shot that patriot at the January 6th.
Yeah,
she was. Dude, I saw a fucking piece on Fox or whatever, where the girl's husband, the chick that got shot and died, you know, because she was trying to break through, and the cop was like, don't, and then blasted her. Her husband was like, if you look closer at the footage, she's actually trying to stop people from going in there. And I'm like, no. Then why the fuck was she trying to go through?
Yeah, that's just straight up not true. It's so insane. Video evidence doesn't matter anymore, which is kind of wild. Not even for the reasons that I thought it wouldn't. I thought it would be more anything could be deep faked, so video is just not reliable. But now it's just they'll just lie. People deep fake with their own heads. It's such a weird thing. They'll just see a video and they'll see the complete opposite of what is on video. And I'm just and it's so you don't even need technology to fuck with it. Which is really sad. It's I thought at least we would be duped by incredible technology, but it's just genuine ignorance.
I couldn't agree more.
And it's cognitive dissonance, bro.
It's scary, and it's just one of those things too where it's I just feel we could get back to questions. We can get 2 questions after this because we are getting a little bit serious.
It's
but
insane.
I think the thing that's really depressing to me is that it feels like there are. Oh man, how should I put this? How should I put this in a way that doesn't get me in trouble?
Nah, just go ahead.
Nah, be real, bro. We'll edit it.
It's our podcast. Do it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be careful with the words that I feel like the things that we choose to get upset about, like sincerely, there are a lot of people who care really immensely about Jordan Peterson getting banned on Twitter or something, which like I don't think people should be banned on Twitter either, really, quite frankly. Like for what he saw, from what he said, it's like shitty, but like I don't know, I'm always more of just let shit go, right? But the fact that people care so much about that, but they're like, hey, just so you know, private property is becoming a fucking myth. And eventually you're not going to own a house. Sorry. Because it's going to be owned by fucking Uber or like fucking, what is it called? Airbnb or fucking Zillow or apartments.com. They're going to buy all the companies, or they're going to buy all the available property, and then you're never going to be able to accrue wealth for your family because you're going to be renting in perpetuity. And that is where you and your generation will die. And that is not a bigger deal than fucking Jordan Peterson getting banned on Twitter is really depressing.
That should be a lot.
It should be genuinely illegal for like a lot of these corporations to buy as much residential property as they're buying.
Corporations should not be able to buy residential property. That should be a thing. It should not be able to buy residential property.
Think about this, man. Think about this. Everyone's complaining about gas prices. Now, a lot of people on the right are blaming Biden because, of course, right? That's just what they're doing. But think about how there was a bill introduced to stop these motherfuckers from price gouging, and all of their representatives voted no.
Yep.
And they give zero fucks that they voted no. And I'm like, how can we fix this problem if the people they're electing literally are not representing them in any way, shape, or form? It is such a conundrum
the problem is always education. It's all of it. All of it is
I agree.
Education. It all boils down to the fact that people are not taught to decipher information the right way. We are taught to, instead of forming your own opinions, people are taught to, this YouTuber doesn't like this, so I don't like this. This person that's in this authority figure doesn't like.
Have
this,
you noticed
so
though?
Like this.
And have you noticed, like, say, I feel like the parasocial relationships, it feels like it's getting much stronger than I've ever seen before, because in something that I feel like a lot of people find silly as fuck, like say Jordan Peterson saying he'd rather die than delete his tweet, and the whole thing about, like, say, I personally, with private companies being able to do what they want to do, like say Chick-fil-A CEO saying like, I don't like gay marriage or whatever, and everyone's like, that's totally fine. And then Twitter, CEO or whatever being like, hey, we don't want you dead naming all this shit. That's a fucking problem though. Like, I feel like that whole shit, like, that annoys the fuck out of me, where I'm like, dude, this is a private company that you swear you're totally for, and corporations are people and shit. You're totally for this stuff, except for, it's all that cherry picking shit. It's driving me nuts. And the parasocial stuff, because like unanimously most people were like, yeah, it's kind of dumb that he'd rather die than delete a tweet. That's kind of ridiculous, right? But I did see some people say, well, everybody's having there's other people trying to like say, well, so-and-so, the whataboutisms.
Oh yeah,
because they want to defend Jordan Peterson.
Or it's just like, look at how principled. It's like, listen, like anybody can say that. I could say that. I could say, I would rather die than take down my video. It's not true. I would rather still continue to live. You know what I mean? Like, generally speaking.
Of course you would, because you're not a fucking psycho.
I mean, like, you'd have to be sincere. You'd have to be genuinely insane.
You'd have to be more insane than the person that's willing to kill you.
Yes.
That's so wild. And my whole thing is like, I'm like, why can't those people that are doing the whataboutism, why can't you just admit the person that you love and respect said something stupid? Why is that so hard?
It scares me because
why is it so hard to do that?
I care about that have that nature where they're like, I'm not gonna name a name, but like a good person I'm very close to, that whole David Dobrik thing came out, right? When he did that fuckery with that girl, that guy.
Oh yeah, he almost killed that dude.
He did that also, but
the sexual stuff,
sexual stuff, right? And it took him a little bit to remove the thing, right? And the person I knew was like, well, what about Dom? And I'm like, Dom should go to jail, but David Dobrik absolutely did wrong. I didn't think he should get punished the way he did. I think he got like a very serious punishment, but he should have been. You know,
I don't even know what this is about.
There's something should have happened. There should have been some sort of
some girls got assaulted around David Dozier.
And the person, instead of admitting that you know what he did was wrong, they were like, "Well, what about this?" And I'm like, "That's not what's being questioned right now."
Yeah,
you're right. Other thing needs to be addressed, but right now.
You know what it is? It's a real inability to focus. I don't think it is. Because it's like let's focus on this. Let's focus on this thing. It's like, well, what about this other thing? It's like almost like ADHD, but like
I don't think it is.
I understand that, but I think there's the parasocial relationship that's making people do that, where they won't. I just don't understand. I've never grown up in a way that like. No one's infallible. Like, everyone can say and do dumb shit.
1,000,000%.
That's why I don't understand this thing. Where I'm like, why is it?
The idea
like, when Trump ended up on Epstein's Black Book, and people are like, what about Bill Clinton? I'm like, yeah, him too.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Trump right now.
Like, yeah, Bill Clinton's no longer the president. Trump is currently.
Well, was currently, but like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton
at that time.
Yeah, but Bill Clinton's like he's like a shambling elderly corpse. He's not doing anything. Why would we be talking about? Like, of course, yeah, he's suspicious and he's probably a piece of shit. But like, he's not. We're not talking about him right now. Like, I don't.
It's not the idea. It's the idea.
It's such a basic idea. It's like, oh, look, all I'm saying is, and we can move on to questions. Right. But all I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that, January 23rd, 2020 in Puerto Rico was interesting. That's all I'm saying. That's it. We can move on to some questions. Some questions.
People are weird.
I'm gonna have to decipher that because I actually don't know that.
People have gotten too attached to the people they care about, not being able to admit that they're wrong.
Not even the people that they care about, the people that they just like to watch. It's not even people that they like. It's not even like family members. You know what I mean?
They develop an odd degree of care for them. It's true. It is. It's how it works.
But why? It's just like what's the difference? What's the difference between us growing up and
we didn't have that. We had.
But like some of these people are our age, though. What's going on? What's going on?
It's exposure to. I think it's the internet.
There's a moose in the house. What's going on?
There's a moose over here, right here.
There's a cat. But
what do you think? We'll move on to questions. But what do you think? What do you think is? There's people that are around our age that are in our generation that grew up relatively the same way we did, but there's people that are getting so attached to like YouTube or like. These people, like, what is happening? I don't.
The thing is that
understand where I'm like,
maybe we're from a group of we just didn't let ourselves get attached like that because we have our own problems. Where we're like, I can't let myself love this person. I'm not around that much.
Do you? Let me ask you something because I know my father died when I was 4. Your father wasn't really in your life that much, right, Kingston?
Yeah, I lost my mom when I was young.
And you lost your mom, yeah. And then like, you've had like there's. But we were okay. Did you feel like there was a void in your life? Did you grow up feeling that? Did you feel like troubled and like there was like a void in your life? You need to fill it with something.
I definitely have mommy issues. Like I know I have mommy issues. I know they're there, but it doesn't debilitate me because I have my grandma. So I'm like,
so it doesn't. So the void was technically filled by your grandmother who like raised you and did. So like me, like I didn't feel like personally, and sometimes I've been felt. I'm like, is it wrong that I feel fine that I didn't grow up without my dad?
I did have that feeling, you know, like I had the feeling where like obviously I want a mom, you know, because everybody has a mom. So I obviously felt like the idea of like I would like to have my mom, you know, like Mother's Day, seeing everybody go to their mommy and give their moms gifts, stuff like that. I didn't have that exactly, but at the same time, I always knew I had my grandma. Like, I may not have this, but I have my grandma. My grandma's still pretty great. You know, she's still.
So here's what I'm trying to get at. Maybe there's these people grew up in similar situations, but they never had any type of void, not filled. So when Jordan Peterson or Tucker Carlson or some of these fucking people, they became like father figures to these motherfuckers. You think? Because the way that they fucking defend them,
figures in general, you know, because we all have the people that if something happens,
what the hell is Chris doing? Sorry,
I don't know. He's being weird.
Oh, is he doing the Spider-Man thing? Is he doing Spider-Man 3?
I don't know what he's doing, but it's
I forgot how to do that one.
Do the Morbius one now. Do the have sex.
I haven't seen Morbius.
It's excess.
Well, no, it's have. Well, he says have sex once. I read the lyrics and it actually does say have sex. Then I was actually really I don't like this POV.
I don't like this.
I don't like this POV at all.
That Chris, we're not. That POV is for other people. That's a different podcast.
Yeah, this is
Chris.
like the bitch, the boom boom, the boom. You know the fucking that PH. That's the the boom boom.
Let's move on to some questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we got a question from Tiny Asian Inward. Hello, Chris, Derek, and biological father. My question is for you is this: what specific time in your life do you feel like you went through the biggest character arc? It could have been years, days, but the instance of the question is, when did you go through the most character development? Where would you have changed, and what fundamental principles changed and whatnot?
You know what? I would say in 2013, I really learned what people that live with like depression, anxiety feel like. I didn't appreciate that before. I was one of those people that like I knew it existed. Yeah, it's a nice angle, man. It's a really good angle. Like I was one of those people that like didn't appreciate it all the way fully. Like I remember I briefly like kind of dated this girl that she took antidepressants and stuff, and I remember feeling like, oh, I wonder. I was like, does she really? I remember feeling like, oh, does she really need them, or does she really? Like, I didn't really appreciate it.
I feel like everyone kind of thinks that because we all assume we've been sad. Like, well, I've been sad before.
Right.
I've been nervous before.
And there was definitely a big appreciation when I like 2013 was like a bad year for me, and I had developed like anxiety, and I remember being depressed for like 3 fucking months and shit. And I was just like, wow, there's people that feel like this all the fucking time, like always, and it doesn't go away. And I feel like that really fucking made me like just really appreciate like that, and really just have way more empathy. You know, like I think that was like the last part of my character. I think I was like 25. So it was like perfect timing too for me to really like kind of finish like learning the last that I really need to know to like move forward and understand people better, and not try to give someone a fucking pep talk when they feel like shit, you know, because it's not going to help them.
The way that looked on the camera was insane. The way your camera picked that up looked like an angel showed up and left real quick.
Right.
That really hurt a lot.
The last shred of humanity has left him. This angel just fucked off.
For me, I don't know when I went through the most character development. I would say overall, my whole life, I've had pretty like standard morals. I guess, I don't know. I guess when I finally thought women should vote, I was like maybe like 20, like 27, when I was like, they're humans, I guess. You let them.
I guess. Was it when you got assaulted in the back of a Zed shop?
I was just like, maybe there.
Yeah, like fucking this bald dude rescued you and shit, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "I'm pretty fucking far from okay." You remember that?
I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
Are you okay? I just need some Arby's. I'll be fine.
Oh my fucking god!
Who the fuck likes Arby's?
Arby's is garbage.
No one likes
my
Arby's.
Character development was when I went to Arby's.
No, I went to Arby's.
I
finally went to Arby's that first time, and I was like, they have the meat, and you were eating.
What if your voice changed? What if that's your voice? That
they have the meat. Like, guys, I can't talk any other way.
That'd be fucked.
When is the new Snark take? We need to record.
Oh my god.
I
don't know. I'm trying to think of like a genuine answer. I think probably like the last 2 years. I think probably for me, because I think like that was more of like a relationship thing. Because I think I was like in relationship after relationship where I was like, oh, I need this to feel normal. And I was like, oh wait, that's probably like a really bad reason to have a relationship in the first place. Yeah, man. But that was like maybe like a year ago. But before that, I don't know. It's like I've been pretty consistent for the most part.
Yeah, I've been perfect morally since I was born.
I've been perfect morally since I was born.
Like a punt ejection from my dad's nutsack. I was like, oh, this guy's a pillar of humanity.
Yeah,
you're just philosophizing as well as Michael Jordan basketball.
I came out
Peterson.
My mom and I was just like, humans that aren't women deserve rights, and then that's it.
You came out of the womb like with your fucking hand on your chin, just pondering.
I was just sitting like the thinking, man. I was,
You had one of those fucking Greek togas and shit. Like you're like,
how scary would you be if you were at a hospital when your child was born and it came out with clothes on? I was scared. Fully clothed.
What kind of clothes?
Baby. Fully clothed, baby. It was dressed like Joel from Last of Us. Like a fucking Midwestern man.
where's Ellie?
What if it just had?
Where the hell's Ellie?
What if it just had one individual clothes instead of?
What do you call it? Which?
Like it just had one flannel and that's it.
Yeah, like
it just
one
had a flannel.
Yeah, like one clothes.
But did you put a flannel in there? Did you put a flannel in there on the? You put this on the baby in you?
What if she like? Oh, hey, and she shoved a flannel up her pussy, and like the baby just instinctively understood how to put it on.
Put it on.
You can
Putting
see
that
it.
shit up.
You can see
or
in the
just a
ultrasound
tie,
it
dude.
putting on the fucking flannel. It's tying a tie, and it ties.
It just like it just knows how to tie a tie. I'm fucking in my 30s, and I still need to look up how to tie a tie.
Me too. Honestly, I still have to.
I still need to look at a YouTube and be like, how do
I went to Catholic school, and I don't fucking remember.
I don't know how to tie a tie. I'm gonna be very real with you guys. I had to
that is. I think that's the biggest difference between our generation and like fucking like boomers and shit.
No. The biggest difference with them and us is that they could potentially get a job after college. That's the biggest.
Well, I mean, if you want to get real about it,
it's tying a tie, liking Reagan, and being able to afford property. That's the biggest difference between our generation.
Having property, being able to fucking have 2 cars and a fucking and a house and a wife
Kingston,
with the fucking working at a factory.
Why aren't you married? It's like, Grandma, I can't afford to live.
When I learned that like having a baby, how much is having a baby? It's like several $1,000s.
Yeah, if you have a baby.
Yeah.
You have,
oh yeah.
I remember when I learned that. When I learned that, I was like, oh my god.
No matter what, so even if you have it at your house and you go to get its papers, go to get it's a slave papers, your Social Security papers, you still have to pay a ton of money. You literally, no matter what, you have to pay a bunch of money to have a kid. It's wild. That's why when I have a kid, I'm gonna throw it into the forest.
I at least, because I want to get my ass back to Cali. All right, I want to get back to Cali. At the very least, they have a lot of government programs that can help you out, because I know a lot of my friends that had kids, unplanned. They had kids. It's like, whoopsie.
Who's planning a kid?
Whoopsie doopsie, nutting in the pussy feels way too good, and whoopsie. And then,
whoopsie.
They had kids, and I know they were making just as much as me, and no way can they afford to raise a kid, but we got WIC and all these other things that fucking, feed, make sure the kid doesn't die. The baby doesn't die, and
can I be real for a second? Sorry to interrupt you.
The baby fucking dies.
Yeah, that's
the fact that people would risk that, like people really risk that shit, is insane to me. Like I've had sex with protection, I've had sex without protection. Why are you fucking someone without protection again? Like I just don't get how people do stuff.
I only do that.
Of course you do. Of course, because you're a fucking speed demon, pretty much. But like, it's like what, like, just don't do that. Just like
people are just very stupid, man. I've had my fun. I don't have any children because I can't do it. Not yet. You know what I mean?
The thing is that our problem is that we're never gonna have that yet moment, because the world's never gonna be good enough for us to be like, we can do this.
That's you're very right about that, because I've even thought about my age and like all this stuff where I'm inching towards, and I'm gonna talk about this. I might even put a bumper at the beginning of the podcast. We'll see. Because I just need to talk about, like, say, my situation with my ball and chain over here. So. Yeah, how you doing? Look at that. Look all blind shoes and stuff.
You straight?
But I think is Chris like trying to kill himself? I'm not sure what's happening.
Shut up.
What are you doing to my light, bro?
I feel like he's getting ready to hang himself, and that would be actually really hilarious.
We'd get a ton of views.
It's the boost we need.
We'd get a ton of views. But
we want to. I remember somebody Blink-182 once got in trouble because a kid like hung himself to the Adam song, and I feel like I think that needs to happen again.
That's not funny. I'm sorry I laughed at that. I'm sorry I laughed at that.
I got work where you came. All right, Chris, what are you doing?
Okay,
I'm playing the song.
So I'm sorry. It doesn't. It's not load bearing.
So to go back.
It's not load bearing. That's true.
Freaking the whole. This they've been back into an old topic, but I think that is literally why that law got passed. I think.
What are you talking about?
That Roe v. Wade thing is because people aren't having kids anymore. Our generation is not
so they're just trying to force motherfuckers.
No, yeah, so they have the people that run the country for them to pay for the country being ran.
It's definitely not. It's definitely.
I feel like that's definitely a huge part of it, man. They're like,
I like the optimism.
No. It does a bunch of fuck shit while doing that, but I think it's because like these are all pieces of the bigger puzzle to do it.
No, I feel like it's an optimistic point of view because there's logic in it. Like, I feel like that logic is like, oh, at least you're thinking that there's a logical reason why they did this. No, it's literally just theocracy. That's it.
What are you doing, Chris?
That's it.
Why are you playing with everything in my closet, you psychopath?
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, this motherfucker's checked out. He's like, yeah, this podcast, yeah, you know, I'm just here. I'm just a prop.
I'm in the background. I gotta do something.
All right, let's get another question.
Yeah, let's do it, guys.
A question from Level 1 Craig. Greeting, Chuckle Fucks. So let's say that for a whole day, you can control any one Twitter account of your choosing. Nothing you say will get banned, and the account's owner will take full responsibility for what you say. What account do you steal, and what do you do with it?
Oh, that's such a silly question.
That's crazy.
I love it.
Stealing.
That's a ridiculous. I feel like there's only one obvious answer.
Who's your obvious?
The president. The president. If the president had to, I would be like, hey, I would just like enact some insane. I would just tweet something like an insanely radical policy. It's like, hey, guess what?
Rent's free for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Free healthcare is now in effect. Is what it was just like, well, if they have to take,
I would tweet like breaking news: real dick pills that actually makes your dick grow 3 inches has been approved by the FDA. And then president? I would show this. I'd tweet a dick pic.
Tweet a dick pic of your dick, even though you're Joe Biden, it'd be your black
Biden
penis.
It is my dick.
Your black penis. That's fucking ridiculous.
That'd be so fucking excellent.
That'd be great because I would love to be like, oh yeah, like rent's free for the next 4 years. Universal income is now a thing. Every American will be receiving $5,000 a month.
God damn, 5,000.
We have like 1,000. We have the money for that. But
I mean, of course, we literally could do it. That's what's so sad.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
That'd be sick.
Because then that'd be like, oh shit, I don't have to worry anymore. You can just relax. You can just like, oh man, just curl up like a cat.
I mean, I like what you're doing. I like it. But I would. You're right about the president's Twitter account, but
of course
I would turn the president's account into Trump, right? I would turn Biden's account into Trump and be like, I beat this old bitch ass up. I beat this sloppy fucking weak ass pussy up, and I took back the throne. And I would just see all the people that would be like, he did it. It's time. And then I would tell them, we're all converging. We're gonna take back America and in Chernobyl. Everybody converge. We're all meeting up in Chernobyl.
No, you know,
or 3 Mile Island or something. We're all meeting up on a very highly radiated place. And be like,
Chernobyl meet up.
We're all meeting up. We're all gonna march. We're gonna march for America in Fukushima.
Just people stumbling into the elephant's foot like it's no big deal.
Just exploring and you up. Elephant's foot.
I just had another idea. I would Elon Musk. I would take his Twitter account.
That was going to be my original thought. Yeah,
Elon Musk, and I would say, "This is my next venture," and I would tweet out the link to the Snark Tank Patreon.
Oh my god, yes,
dude!
Ultimate con,
yeah, dude. We'd be so set.
That'd be great,
dude. We'd be set for we could retire that day, bro.
I'd be like, oh yeah.
Elon Musk loves this. It must be amazing. It must be fucking the best.
But the problem is that like we could only do like maybe like 3 more weeks of that show because like the audience influx would be like so terrible. Like it would be like the most annoying. It's like, what do you think about Doge?
You guys don't talk about Dogecoin.
I would do it. I'd talk about Dogecoin. I'd insult it. I already got my money.
He was so funny on SNL, wasn't he?
I don't think anyone agreed with that. I think at worst
I saw a couple of people fucking defending him. It was crazy.
That's wild.
I saw people saying it was the only good episode.
That's crazy, guys. That's not true. It's okay for somebody that you like to not be all that fantastic, and you can still like him. Like, it's actually very easy to do that.
That's crazy.
Like,
it's not though. Like, it goes back to what we were just talking about. We were just talking about that.
It must be like the inability to accept flaws in the people that you. In the people that you respect and idolize, because then that like somehow reflects on you, I guess. It's like,
something like that.
No,
right?
if I like him a lot, and if he sucks, then I suck, but I don't suck, so he's amazing. It's kind of like that, like back and forth logic train where it's like, it's totally fine. Elon's kind of an idiot. He's very wise with his purchases and investments, but he's also kind of dumb, and that's fine. That's okay. Yeah. Christ.
Like, I just feel like shouldn't, like, especially a lot of the conservatives that love him, I always feel like, shouldn't you be insulted that like he came out as Republican right as this sex scandal was happening?
Yeah,
because
right?
he knew you would protect him. Doesn't that say anything about you?
Like, if I were Elon, just to really stoke the flames, it would have been like, if I really believed that, if I believed all the stuff that he said, I would be like, by the way, I'm very liberal, and these are all of my positions, and I would list just every single liberal position, because then it would just be like a huge that would be genuine troll behavior, because then it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, who is it? It would be really irresponsible because he's incredibly popular, but it'd be way better than just like, I do agree with it. It's like, it's a weird choice to just be like, yeah, I was on fucking I partake in the young flesh.
That's
I'm also conservative.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, very bizarre thing.
My Reiatsu, my spirit.
Have you ever had
your spirit just dies hearing that?
My spirit just burned out when you said that.
Move on to that. What's the next one?
I was a fighter until that moment. I lost.
I missed the apartheid. I miss the days of...
Look, man. What's so wrong with two races having different fucking water fountains? Like, come on, man. Like, stop tripping. My guy.
I have my own water fountain, and it's pretty nice. You should try having your own water fountains.
My guy,
you get to drink from your water fountain.
Okay. A question from I Love FOV Slider. It says, hey, Master Chief Shepard, and insert Sweeney's protagonist's favorite from his favorite video game. Red Dead Redemption 2 would greatly improve from including the Breath of the Wild tree climbing. What's another game that would improve by borrowing a mechanic? I don't think it would improve from that at all.
I would... Bro, that would make it. That would thrust the game into like so much more of the realistic shit that they're trying to do. Like, if you could just climb shit like that, I mean, it would be hilarious.
The Zelda stuff like that, though. That's the thing.
It would be.
Look how high I am, Dutch.
Dutch, I'm in the sky now, Dutch. I'm flying, Dutch. I'm flying. Look at my paraglider, Dutch.
Oh no, my meter's going down, Dutch. Shit.
Micah!
I can't hang on anymore. God damn you, Micah.
Oh my god.
Sure.
I got a plan, Arthur. You climb that mountain, and there's bound to be gold up there.
There's gotta be someone up there.
It's just fucking immediately just not realistic anymore at all. Like,
that would not help at all. No disrespect to the game. I respect it, but like, you know.
I mean, I would in like a DLC where they just put a bunch of weird mechanics in it. I'd be down. Like just for the DLC.
Yeah, why not? Right? Just like the way they did Undead Nightmare. You know, where it was just like fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be amazing. I don't know, man. Like, I think my dream game has always been Destiny and No Man's Sky put together. Like, I wish I could fly onto a planet, land, and then hop out of my ship, and it's Destiny. Like,
that'd be cool.
I was dreaming about that game for years. That was what I thought Destiny was going to be, and then it wasn't. But it's like, No Man's Sky was even less. But I just remember just feeling like, man, wouldn't that be so sick to just like actually like feel like you're like a space pirate or like whatever the fuck you want to be. Like, oh, I'm gonna land in the middle of like future radioactive New York City, and I'm gonna land on like the Empire State Building. I'm gonna jump off, and it's gonna be this beautiful fucking world, and I can fight like genuine genuinely well done FPS combat on it, and it's all fun and it's all cool and it's all really well paced. That'd be fucking amazing. But alas, that I don't even think that's possible. So,
I would really looking forward to a game, some sort of like open world game to also take the rivalry mechanic from Shadows of War.
The Nemesis system.
Yeah, like that shit
was awesome.
That shit's so.
That's fun. Yeah.
Like,
do you remember? Were you there with me when that one? Like I was in that fight with that one guy for a really really long time, and then he got the upper hand and he knocked me down, and then some other guy
killed him,
finished him off.
He chopped his head off.
I've never. That was such a mind blowing moment in video games where I was like, did the AI? I was just saved by an enemy AI that just hated this guy. It just so happened to see he was weak from my fight with him, and he killed him. That's fucking amazing.
There's a compilation where it happens like 4 times, bro.
That's so cool.
I was like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of mechanics that could be in other games that'd be pretty cool. Like let's say walking and reloading in like a lot of the Resident Evil games prior to the recent one. What else? We got if Halo had, what would be cool if Halo had?
If Halo had the things that Halo used to have.
Oh,
I would just love if Skyrim had like hack and slash fucking features, man.
Yeah.
Like when you're fucking like dual wielding like swords and shit, like I want some fucking dope ass combos. Like just like I get like, you know, it's just the same thing where I'm like, man, imagine if you could really fucking they fleshed out something. You know, it'd be a lot of work, but goddamn, feels like fucking Dynasty Warriors type fucking combos.
If they took the Dragon Age if they took the old BioWare level of companionship things, like how genuinely being friends with someone on your team like really helps you out and gets you crazy at the end of the game, and they put that in like any other game. Like any game ever, it'd be a great game. Where it's just like, oh man, my companions are like actually for real, my boys. I don't want them to be hurt.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that.
With all of them, dude. Every single game, like they did it good with Dragon Age, Mass Effect, KOTOR, like all of them were just like, hey,
that was just focus heavy on that. Focus heavy really on that shit. Which, people are like, yeah, this is what RPG means to me. This is some like real role playing shit, and I actually feel like these people are real. Like I feel like these people actually mean something to me. It's the shit
that I like. If you're playing D&D, right, and your character is constantly an asshole to one of the other teammates, he's not gonna help you. Like when shit hits the fan, so I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna let this guy die. I don't need him really. You know, this guy, my friend can just write another sheet. But at moments where you're constantly helping, you're fostering like a real teammate, like a real ally, like a kinship, you know it helps. So I really like the idea, like especially Mass Effect 2. It does a great job dealing with your allies. Like really, really, really good. Like Garrus' whole entire extended story is amazing. I also want to marry.
Yeah,
Garrus.
It's really fun. So. Yeah, I already told you guys that, you know, if I'm sorry, but I had to let Garrus go in Suicide Mission. I had to let him.
You let him go?
I had to let the bugs take him. I had to let the bugs take him because
Garrus go?
Well, listen. So listen. The first time I did it.
Okay,
here we go.
It's so hot.
Look at those.
It is so insanely hot in this room.
It's so hot in my room.
Look at those milk dud nips.
Oh, thanks, man. I've been working hard on them.
Working hard on my nipples.
He work on your nipples. Isolate them.
Right, we got time for one more question. We got one more on us before Chris melts into a pool of fucking, I don't know, fucking Sasson and fucking Benil.
You guys don't have like a silent fan or one of those fans that like, you know.
He's got it.
Oh, okay.
But I had to get it because I would have died in here.
Yeah, he's closer to the window, so I felt like it just made sense for him to have the fan.
All right, we got one more. It says, so the question is from Sweeney Loki Gobbles Corporal Cock on anything that's D&D, Marvel, Star Wars, but who cares? It's 2022. It's okay to be gay. Bro.
That's so long.
Bro.
Pride Month, baby.
Yo, my dude, what's good? You wanna meet up and talk about this in person? Like what's like, geez, my guy. Like, whoa. Dear marionettes, and one slightly paler Puerto Rican, how do you guys?
How the fuck are we marionettes? What the fuck? Why?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
How do you guys like your cock in the morning?
What?
That's the question. How do you guys like your cock in the morning?
I
mean,
is he talking about
on me? Like attached to me?
No, what is it? Does he mean like cock in general? Like I'm gonna eat cock?
How do you like your cock in the
Or
morning?
does he mean my own penis?
Yeah.
I don't know. We freestyle. That's what we do, guys. It's freestyle.
Can you imagine?
Right?
Can you imagine? The thing is, it's like you would be concerned though if you woke up one day and it was like
not there. Yes.
Like, no. How do I say it? Like if you woke up and it was like just remarkably like flaccid, you'd be like, oh no, it's starting. You know what I mean?
What, it's time to get Viagra or something?
Well, you don't. I mean, morning wood is a thing.
I mean, I don't get that shit anymore.
What?
My dick don't work. I've said this on the podcast multiple times. I've said this on the podcast.
My dick don't work.
My dick don't work. That shit.
Do we need to get a Blue Chew sponsorship? We can get a Blue Chew. And
I
fix
need
you right
surgery
up,
probably. I don't know if Blue Chew's.
Nah, you need Blue Chew. We got you, man. I'm gonna email Blue Chew. And see if we can get, because I'm like, hey, my boy on the podcast.
Yeah, we can't have a cast member with a dick that don't work.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Is that the last question?
No.
Let's do one more.
So inside, okay.
That was a terrible last question.
I don't know if it's okay. Inside, we both know what's going on. We know the game we're playing and what you're doing. That's the name of the answer.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome
hey,
to my
Dick,
I know what that is.
Welcome to my hell.
Hey, Dick, Dicker, and Dickus. What game do you want to see in the PlayStation on Classic Catalog?
Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
Ooh, that's probably the best one. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, maybe.
That would
I
be
bought all
good.
that. I bought all the Legacy of Kain games.
Oh, really? Where?
For like $1 or $2.
What the fuck?
Was it Green Man Gaming or
wait, like the physical copies?
Oh no.
Wait, I don't understand.
Those are gone.
Wait, but
no,
wait,
not physical.
You can download.
No, I was just like, yeah, you can play those games on Steam if you want.
Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver is on Steam.
Yes, I have 2, and I have like the whole catalog.
What the fuck?
I can't remember if it was Green Man Gaming or if I was which website, but they were all like just $1 or something.
You have to have the code, Chris. Because like because some things don't show up on the marketplace. I'm sure you put a code and you can get to like a bunch of games.
What the fuck? If Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver is on Steam,
I mean it's in my Steam library. I didn't buy it on Steam, but I used a Steam code. It was definitely a Steam.
Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. What the fuck?
Why the fuck is Cuphead updating without my consent?
This game may contain content not appropriate for all ages. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, so I got Legacy of Kain Defiance, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2.
Oh, fuck you! No! Damn it! So it's on Steam for some reason. So like Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver is on Steam and it says add to your wish list. There's no price on it. It says notice Square Enix has temporarily removed this title from sale to work on some important updates. Please check back soon. But it doesn't say when. It doesn't say when that update was posted. So that could be like from like 5 years ago.
It's probably from like 5 years ago.
God fucking damn it!
You probably need the
That's
code,
hilarious. Bro. What?
Probably from like 5 years.
That
ago.
is fucking infuriating.
That's how it be, guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I haven't. I bought the shit and then it was kind of like say when they fucked with the what was it? Rockstar fucked with the Grand Theft Autos that were. They were like, if you fucking do anything, like don't fuck with your game because you won't be able to play it anymore once you like do something to it or whatever. It was like some bullshit like that. So I never did anything to it, so I know I can't play it either.
That's frustrating.
That's hilarious.
Whatever.
All right.
But whatever. At least you can play. You can play.
At least you can look at the page.
I guess you can play.
At least you can look at the page.
Yeah, that's always nice.
That's good. That's a good trade-off.
The page is it's a nice page, honestly. It looks it. When I saw it, I foolishly thought it was for sale. So
hey guys, Sonic Mania is $5 right now if you don't have it.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast.
Yeah, thanks.
It's been great.
If you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over on patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode, access to bonus episodes. $5 gets you a question around the show. $10 gets you access to Discord service, one payment a year for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexic right at the end of the show. I'll do that now.
You want benzos, man? What are you doing?
But I had all my hope lost away, sucked away. Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Storm Boy's life and what he like. Your noble truths. Joker Goofy says, "You get what you fucking deserve, Maxie." I'll make my own Snark tank with blackjack and hookers. Nikki Ziggy. The Fast and the Morbius Tokyo Dick. Fuck traveling overseas. I'm trying to travel into her ovaries.
Nice. Mojave
Scribe, SpongeBob Square Tits, Elsie Bray's Pyramid Scheme, Nancy Pelosi killing a Penicillian with her massive tits, Dom, get a fucking beer glass. It's Viagra Falls in this bitch. Obi won't you blow me? A fucking prawn. Glasses are just real life FOV sliders. Zach Cool Number. Chris, I'm that blonde guy with the chode you met at that Scottish gay bar in Brooklyn. XOXO, that guy at the bar. Your favorite, true story. Except I wasn't in Brooklyn. Your favorite Martian is back. Tevin DeBlack, Kremlin de Gremlin, Binkus Stinkus, George Hard R. Martin. This is upside down.
Are you dead?
This is hold on, wait, this is upside down.
What the fuck am I looking?
What is this? What is this?
No, it's not upside down. It's just bullshit. It's just gibberish. I can't read that. Whoever you are, I see your name and address. So I'll tweet it out later. So everybody knows what you've done here.
Damn, fucking asshole.
Mitch McConnell's tortoiseshell, Saint Maxie. I'm just kidding. I don't have your name and address. Not yet. From the makers of They Them Pussy, it's They Them Come. Allsta Wall. Okay, you said it right. The eBay auction page for my bussy. Condition. Gently used.
Wow.
Sick.
Mega Man X8 guy and the lack of anything funny to say this time. Avi, and as always, rounding out our list, King of Haphazard. I became a patron and spent $25 not to be able to come up with a clever name. Wage Slave 583. I thought Sween made the Kingpin moan. I feel gay. Fuck you. Don't worry about it. Just patch me up quick so I can get back out there. Grunted Shadow. Dead Inside, the Papini Brothers Emporium of bullet-filled uncles, Shrinkus Funkeldunk, the warlock who is using transversive steps, and $25 gets your name dyslexic right at the end of the show, which I will now do. I have PPSD, Ryber525, and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. It's been a fun year trying to make y'all laugh, but I have to drop to $5 now after this month. The name will be Fadaboo. Well, thank you for your support, man. No worries.
Thank you for everything, bud.
Yeah.
Thanks, nigga.
Much appreciated, Fadubu. Fun fact, the TLC channel was made in 1972 by NASA and now has educational programming geared towards retards. Have a nice day. Tell him Steve Dave, Antifas Maximus, wielder of the enchanted bike lock. God is dead and because Amber Heard shit in his bed. John Strickland, Mr. Rogers shows you around his crib, but he's not your neighbor. Mercs, 89. Downey McFrowny, if I had a nickel for every time Chris was on a podcast talking about fucking alien fucking his bestiality, I'd have 2 nickels. I was recently mentioned by name in a suicide note. My KD is officially over 1 now. Yeet. First search of Keith David. 'Tis the season to be gay. No, it isn't. That was last month. I want Tarantino to do a Star Trek movie where Samuel L. Jackson and Kirk has to fight them to the death and says the N-word. Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Roz, Ain't That a Kick in the Dick, Blake896, Sween, low-key gobbles corpo dick on anything D&D, Marvel, or Star Wars, but who cares? It's 2022, it's okay to be gay.
Yo, I don't like this, bro.
Ryan Lucchesi, Sloshy Scout, Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game, and we're gonna play it. Depraved McBooty Warrior, Bada 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 Booty, Hard Hat Skydiver, Alaskan Oilfield Trash, Marcus Shorten, the Green Goblin gobbling up Gary Gygax's Gygash. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh my god, man.
Gygash. Is that the new bussy?
Gygash. It sounds like
Gary Gygax, the guy that made D&D. The fuck, man? Why is it?
Wait, that's his name, Gygax.
Oh, that's his real name.
Yeah,
that's a real name, Gygash.
Gygash.
Oh, I thought you were saying Gygash, like he's got like a bussy or something.
I mean, maybe.
He's got a boy. He's got a boy.
His name Bussy Gygash.
Bussy Gygash. Game Controller 25. Nikki Ziggy. Oh, Nikki Ziggy again. Wait, what's happening? What's going on? I don't know. What's whatever. I don't have time. My friend hates your take on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Apologize to him. He keeps bringing it up. No. Lobotomized Jesus and his merry band of figure nuggets. The non-binary Galaxy Quest fan who has an Alan Rickman Funko Pop cum jar. To infinity, and I'm gay.
That's a true story.
It's it's the dumbest shit that hits the hardest.
That's why it's funny. Yeah, exactly.
That's to infinity, and I'm gay.
That's gay, bro.
That was in the new Lightyear. That's a quote.
That was why he says that. He says that as soon as those lesbians kiss.
Yeah. That's why all of the that's why all the conservatives were upset about that movie, because Buzz Lightyear's famous catchphrase is now to infinity and I'm gay. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis. Parentheses I masturbate while driving. Wasn't an escalation, but a brief moment of levitation. Sweeney's clown pussy goes honk honk. Yummy yummy yummy. Coming Simon Tummy Jackson Upstage. Bradley Braid. Decado. Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager. Aetherian. Chris Gate, my Bajarian hunting ass. Melphis 1, Warlock Hexblade Supremacist, who recently achieved Lichdom. Brichter 86, and as always, at the end of our list, the King of Haphazard.
The King of I'm gay.
As I live and breathe.
As I die.
And
to infinity.
And I'm gay.
And I'm gay.
We're done. Bye.